So, what's going on, folks? Hey, look, man, we still in that low-level thinking type stuff. I had something happen to me at work today. So, I'm at work. I work at LTL. I'm at work, and I get my assignment. The trailer pulls back. There's a bunch of people. It's my assignment, so the door's for me. So normally we have people that come and they have to take stuff out for other doors or whatnot, for other loads. So that's typical. You let them unload your trailer for you. It works out cool, as long as they don't make a mess. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and take a break. So I took a 10-minute break. I come back, and I'm sitting behind my trailer. Well, parked behind my trailer with a forklift, and I'm looking in there, and there's this one particular person that works there. They are some of the they just careless, and they don't care, right? And nothing's been done about it. That's the funny part about it. So they're struggling to get something off of a pallet. I mean, to get something out of the truck. So anyway, it all falls down. There are these chalks everywhere, wheel chalks everywhere. It was in a big old box. They all fell out. So as she's putting the stuff back together, she goes back in the trailer. There's another box on top of a pallet. Wasn't that heavy, but it was on top of a pallet. She takes the box off of the pallet, throws it on the floor, takes the pallet, put her broken, damaged pallet on top of that. And so I'm saying to myself, I honestly don't know why I sat there and let that happen. Because usually I'm good about correcting people, saying, hey, don't do this, don't do that. Don't make more work for me, basically. So I said something to her about it. She's like, yeah, I had to do it. I'm thinking to myself, no, you didn't. Oh, well, there's other pallets around here, so you leaving more work. You literally made more work for me. Literally made more work for me. And it's a situation where I feel like now I'm really in my place right now, because what I'm doing is just not talking. I'm observing people, and I'm trying to not exchange energy. I keep my gloves on, not boxing gloves, but I keep my gloves on. I don't want to dap you up. I don't want to touch your body. I don't want to touch your skin. I don't know you. And some people might say, oh, that's extreme. I don't think it's extreme. I think it's necessary in order for me to protect my own peace. When you have a low-level person like that will literally make more work for you in the workplace, and they feel like it was necessary, and they don't show you no kind of remorse or anything like that, no kind of courtesy or consideration, to me, that is a low-level thinking type of person. I've had it happen before. I'm on my assignment. And what I hate for people to do is they'll take down what they call these beams that they use to put boards on top of. You have 5 beams, and then 4 beams, 3 to 4 beams, and then you have one on the back that supports the actual freight. And so then you put boards on top of that to support the freight when it's up in the air. People will go in your trailer, take those down, throw them to the side. They won't clean it up. They just throw them to the side, leave it for you. So I told the dude one time, I said, bro, if you don't mind, will you clean that up? Then he gets an attitude, like I'm doing something wrong by asking him to do that. It's the same as if I come in your house and you ask me to wipe my feet before I step in the house or take my shoes off. That's your crib. That's your crib. And these type of people will try to justify that and say, well, that's different. It's not different. This is a workplace, so it's okay for me to clean up after you. Look. And then I see people doing it. I'm not finna do that, man. I'm not doing that. I'm not finna sit there and allow you to make a mess in my workspace and then happily clean it up with a smile. A lot of these people leave the trailers like it is. They just leave them with a big old mess inside, and then nobody gets in trouble. But I don't care if you get in trouble or not. I can't allow you to step on me. But I mean, for the life of me, I sat there and watched this young lady do it, and I'm like, just to see what she was gonna do. Then turned back around and she asked me, because she used some of my supplies, to fix it. And at that point, I was like, for what? But I did. I gave it to. Matter of fact, she ended up running out of the stuff anyway, so I didn't care. And I just wanted to have a conversation with her to see what she was at. And then actually, I offered to make this young lady something. And I feel like I'm not gonna go through with it because you're trifling, and you've been trifling, not just today, but you've been trifling. I can remember when she first started working there, she tore up something, and then didn't hold herself accountable. And she tore the whole back of a seat off because we got to flip the seats up. She drove around. She hit that junk hard. I'm talking about, I don't think she did it intentionally, of course. But she tore that seat up and kept moving. And I saw her when she did it. And she didn't stop, look, tell nobody nothing. And I went and looked at it to see how bad it was. It was fucked up. But the funny part about that is that she still worked there. I don't know if she was held accountable, possibly. But she still worked there. So when you tear up stuff and you don't announce it or tell anybody, you can lose your job behind that. At the very least, you get rolled up. So I'm trying to understand. I'm not trying to understand people with low-level attitudes. When you literally, purposefully make work and things worse for other people, and you treat them like they wrong for addressing you, and you make up excuses to justify your bullshit, to me, that's low-level thinking. Right out the box. And then when I said something to the guy, he was like, man, I can't believe him. Man, he tripping, man. What's wrong with him? When he says, you mad I said something to you, but if a supervisor, a white supervisor, any supervisor would have came over to you and said something to you, your attitude would have been very different. You wouldn't have protested like you protest against me. It shows you, the way people treat you shows you how they feel about you. And then when you are quiet, silent, and you don't give them no feedback, they be looking funny in the face. Like, come on, man. Where y'all from? Where y'all from to the point that this is okay? And everybody, not everybody, I'm gonna say the majority of the folks, they do it. The majority of the folks, they do it. It's a guy, you get to joking around with people. You got to be careful who you joke around with. That's why I'm trying to be quiet on the job, because it does me no good. And the guy was like, they want to call people out their name. So I was like, he said it a couple times. He called me a bitch. Right. And I'm like, wow. There's something about that word strikes me. So I said, bro, hey, I appreciate it if you don't call me that. What? Bro, you should have just said, as men, you should have just said, okay. Straight up and down, no fillers, no additives. You should have just said, okay. But then you complained because I said to you how you offended me. And like, you trying to make it seem like I'm wrong for saying something to you about it. Man, listen. In some cases, if you don't stay away from them, you have to reduce your contact with these people, because some of these people are good people. Some of them don't have ill intention. They just, some of them are playful, but some of them are real shitty. You have to reduce your contact with these folks, because they're gonna, it's been too many times with this same person that called me a bitch was like, now he said it jokingly, but I'm like, I don't like that. Don't talk to me like that. And so we happened again. And I'm like, come on, bro. Now, I said it to him, and I apologized. And I said, man, it just slipped in the moment. It doesn't make me any less, but he don't care if I call him that. That's the thing. Jokingly, he don't care. I do care. And because if I'm asking you not to do something to me, then I in turn should not do that to you. And it's just like, so, not trying to sound contradictory, but I mean, it's something that I'm trying to get away from, trying to change as far as my vocabulary go. And man, with the things I just mentioned, you just really you're kind of better off just keeping to yourself. Because folks, I don't understand why you would be angry if I ask you not to do or say anything to me that I find offensive. Why would you be angry? Why would you be upset? because you want to do it. And I took your fun away. Put yourself in a spot. That's pretty much it. But anyway, fellas, ladies, audience, I hope y'all got something out of this. You know that these stories and the content is based on my everyday life and things that I got going on personally. I hope that you guys have a good day, have a blessed day. Peace.